Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here, and today it's fest season, and the fans want to see their favorite bands and have an unforgettable weekend. Now this is your opportunity to organize a legendary music festival. Now you'll be building your venue with amenities, attractions, and getting sponsors, but the star of the show are the bands of all different genres. Fest Season is a set collection, tile placement, and track movement game for 1 to 5 players. It takes 20 minutes per player to play. It's for ages 14 and up and published by Green Astra Games. Now it's being crowdfunded right now, so I'm going to show you how it works and I'll see you on the other side. This is a crowdfunding preview, so all the art and components you see here are not final, these are prototypes. To see all the up-to-date art and components, check the link in the description of this video. Now here I'm showing you a player board. Everyone gets to choose one of these. I have these sort of stacked on top of each other. Not only are you selecting your color, but also it has a little instrument there as well, like microphones, drums, pianos, guitars, bass, things like that. And all the boards are recessed, and this is where you're going to be building your festival. Now here is the main board of the game set up for a full complement of 5 players. Over the course of the game, you're going to be increasing your amenities, moving up this track. Each of the players are here. You have your attendance track. You have your price of tickets track. And this is important because you're going to be moving up here. These will be some requirements for other things in the game. You're also going to be getting bonuses as you get to different spots. And the lowest of your 3 levels will get you points at the end of the game as well. There's also different public goals that you're going to be going for. These will be different each game, like being the highest at the end of the game on the price of tickets, or being the highest at the end of the game on your attendance track. There's other things like different types of constructions, the first one to have all of them, we'll talk about this a little later, or different types of bands and such, but different goals, public goals that you'll be going through each game. Now, there are different genres in this game. You'll use a certain amount depending on the amount of players. Full complement, we're going to play with all the genres here. And you see them, and over the course of the game, the volume was going to be going up, and that was going to be making that sort of cost a little bit more, but also be a little bit more valuable. So we'll show you how that works later. It's almost like a fluctuating market that goes up over the course of time as it becomes more popular in festivals. Now to start out with, you're going to start with a certain amount of money. Everyone's going to get a card to start with. You'll have a certain amount of money. You'll have a certain stage size. We started with a stage of 1. We actually have the stage here, Marley Stage. It's a level 1 stage. We're going to be putting bands in here at daytime and nighttime. I'm actually showing you the advanced game setup here where we have some goals like having certain types of constructions in our essential festival and in certain shapes like this. We're going to need certain types of bands to be in the lineup at certain stages, and we have some projects that we can complete to get certain actions as well. Now on your turn, you're going to pick one of the 3 main areas and you're going to do one of the actions here. This whole area here is the construction. These are the tiles that we're going to construct different things into our venues, and we have 2 choices. We can either build one of these constructions by paying the cost and building them, or we can build a stage. But if we build a stage, then other players get things. Like they're going to get the price of their tickets, they're going to get that much money. So as you go up do different things, it's going to benefit others as well. Now when we look at these constructions, there's different types. Like we have toilets and such, we have water, we have miscellaneous, we have photo ops, we have food and such. They all have costs. This is a cost of 10. Some of them are going to be getting you bonuses. Like this one's going to be getting you income over the course of the game at different phases. Some of them are going to have you move up different tracks, like the amenities track. Some of them will get you points at the end of the game. Some of them need to be adjacent to stages that you've already built and things like that. So let's say that we wanted to buy this one for 6. First, because we're taking this action, we need to move the fader or the up 1 like this because we've taken this action. Now what we've done is we've actually set this up for the next player. The next player takes this action in this area. This is going to move up and they're going to get a benefit like $1. Or they're moving a genre down 1, or getting $1, getting $2, or getting projects and things. So you have to be careful as in looking at opportunities. Is are you setting other players up for something, or is this action maybe not the thing you really want to do, but it does give you a benefit, so you'll do that instead. Now a couple things here. First of all, this is going to cost us 6, so we start with a certain amount of money, and we will move it down 6, and this allows us to go up the amenity track. And so we'll move up this track, and again, as we go up and up, sometimes we'll get benefits like hiring a band that we want, or we'll be able to unlock different spots in our stage, or maybe even having a genre go up that's going to make it more valuable or cost more for others and things like that. And remember, the lowest number in any of these 3 tracks at the end of the game is going to get your points as well. Then I'll place it. Now as I showed you some tiles, like this one, if I bought it, it has to go next to a stage like this. This one, the one that I bought, I can place it in different spots. Maybe I want to, and when you place it, you kind of do it like this so you can see it better. And so this reminds me of the income and things like that and what type it is, but it looks nicer like this. So if you end up placing on one of these hexes that has a bonus, you get it like $4, or moving up your hype track, or moving 2. So if you move up where you land, you get a bonus. Like I would go up the price here, the price of the ticket track, the amenity track there. And so if I ended up placing it here, I'd move 1 here. If I ended up placing it here, I'd move 2, and I would enact that, and that would sort of move that up. But if you wanted to, you also still could put it like this. Now keep in mind, one of my goals is to have water or this all in this configuration. So maybe I'm taking this one, I'm going to do this, and then the next 3 I'll go 1, 2, 3, for example, maybe because I want to leave this empty there. Now, anytime you get this, you get a bonus, or anytime you surround one of these circles. So if I end up getting like a 2-stage here, I'll get this because it's completely surrounded, which is again going up the ticket track, or getting income and things like that. Now, instead of doing this and building that construction, I could have, first of all, I would refresh and fill up any empty spots in this construction area, and then I would build a stage, but then everyone else gets money equal to where their ticket prices are. So let's say I did that, and the red players here, they would get $3. And I would be able to get one of these stages, and they're different sizes, like 2, 3, and a different one that's 3, but maybe I took this one. But let's say this is how my board looked. Let's say I did this last turn, and this turn I did this. I could put this here, and again, because I completely surrounded this, I'd get to move up 1 on that ticket price track. And now that we built that stage, we would get that level 2 stage and place it in our lineup over there. So now we got these 2 lineups for my level 1 and level 2 stages, and we'll talk about filling these up with bands a little later. Actually, let's talk about those bands now. One of the actions you can do, again, you're doing one of these actions and it's the next player's clockwise turn. Now, let's say we wanted to do this. This is sort of hiring different bands, and as you can see, there's many of them here. And just like the other one, we would move this up if that's what I did. And again, you may get benefits of money or getting projects and things like that. Now, take a look at these bands. They come in the different genres. These colors match all the genre colors here and their volumes. Now keep in mind, they all start at volume 1, and that's gonna be important. And I love how the different bands, like ADDC, I bet you know which band that is. Fu-Kang Clan instead of Wu-Tang Clan. Wink 720, right? Brianna, Slim Enemen, Ultra Death instead of Megadeth, Shia Tane, Smashed Tomatoes, Storm Travelers instead of Blues Travelers, Crazy Sisters instead of Twisted Sister, Lady Gala instead of Lady Gaga, Walk BNZ instead of Run DMC, King instead of Queen. Like, I just love the names here. Now, these have different things. First of all, it's going to tell you how much they cost, but you always multiply that cost by their volume, and that's important. So this one is 6, and it's going to get more and more expensive as the volume goes up. They all will, but this one will get back even more. Some of them have requirements. Like this one, you need to have 2 waters in your venue before you can, sign them up to be there. They also have some requirements. Like this needs to be at night, and it needs to be on a level 3 stage. So like they're a big headline act. Where this one needs to be, level 1 in daytime and things like that. So different requirements and different things there. Now, if you remember, we started with some secret goals. I have them face up. We also had a hand of project cards we'll talk about later. These are all supposed to be sort of secret. Now you get some bonus points for having, in this case, 3 different genres, 2 of the second genre in the certain order on one of your stages. They don't have to be the exact genres here, but you will get 5 bonus points if you put them like this. So maybe we go ahead and get Storm Travelers. It's 2 times the volume, so it's 2 times 1 because they all start at 1. This has to be the daytime on a level 1 stage there. So we're going to put them there, and as we do that, this reminds us to put the volume up on this. So we would have paid that money, the $2. Now remember, we're trying to get this here. So I'm putting this one here to be like this one right here, and then we'll update the volume. And so we had rock, we're going to move them, it was from 1, we just go up to this next one like that. Now next time it's still going to be 1, but after that it's going to be 2 times for the multiplier there. Now here I've sort of flipped this over to give it a little cleaner look. I don't have to care about the cost anymore, it's just a little easier to look at there. Now instead of hiring a band, I could have, first of all, refilled any empty band slots, then taken 10 money, but all other players get money equal to their ticket prices. Now the last of the 3 main spots you can go is completing a project. So you can complete a project. Now to complete a project, you must have the prerequisites here. Like this one says you need the toilets there. This one has a miscellaneous and a photo or water. Then they're going to give you some benefits. Now they're gonna, you can complete them directly from the board, and if so, it's gonna cost something. Some of the newer slots, because the way they come in is this way, and they come up and they go down and they cycle out that way to a discard pile. So this one costs 10 plus 3, 13. This is 13 plus 2. But over here, there's no extra modifier, so they get a little cheaper as people don't want them, or they go a little longer. Now you can complete them from here, but you must pay this and this. Like in this case, let's say I want to do that. Again, I would move up the fader down here, possibly gaining benefits or setting others up for some. And again, this starts at a different level depending on you're playing on 2, 3, or 4, or 5 players. The amount of construction tiles, the amount of bands, and the amount of things. A lot of this all depends on the player count that you're playing in. Now this one, let's say I did. I spent 15 to do this. I have this requirement. I'm going to get an award for a band, and then I'm going to get some benefits. Then you're going to get some benefits like this one allows you to hire a band for free and ignore its requirements. This allows me to move up 1 or 2 on the hype track, which is that track over on the right side that I showed you earlier, getting you benefits. Now if I get another one with this background on it, it also goes here. But if I get a different one later, like a different background like this, it would go here, and as far as I get to, that's how many points I'll get at the end of the game. So you got some unique set collection going on there. Now instead of completing a project, I could take a project. And that's simply just taking one of these, and I basically have it sort of over in my hand, like the ones I started with. And then when I complete the project, I still have to pay for it, but it's sort of like reserving it, if you will. But then I can discard as many projects I want, including the one I just picked up, for 6 per. So if there's ones that I think I'm not going to get, that's a great way to get money. But then all the other players can discard as many as they want to get 4 money. Now let's say someone goes here, they take an action, they move it up to this last spot. They're going to get the $3, they're going to take their action, and then what's going to happen is everyone's going to get money equal to the sum of their attendance and price of tickets in money. And those are those tracks, those are amenity tracks at the top that you're moving up. But then what's going to happen is we're going to essentially move the master fader, and this thing goes up here. Now this does a couple things. It's sort of like a clock for the game, because when it gets here, everyone resets their hype track. So for example, if I was here, it would get reset. And you would also refresh and refill this market here. Now when the project track resets, you're either going to get that sum that we talked about earlier, or you could take the income from your sponsors that you've placed. We talked about some sponsor income, like that's a sponsor income if you had this and things like that. Sometimes that will be better depending on what your strategy is. And on the band track, if this one ever gets to the top, you're going to get income, money equal to your sponsorship income. Again, in all these, you're going to refresh the market and move that master fader up. And if this ever gets to here, it's the end of the game. And there's many things you're going to do about scoring, but obviously one of them is going to be the end game as to how fast people got to these goals. Depending on this, you'll get a certain amount of points. People got some of these points as they did it. These were races, if you remember. You're also going to get some bonuses for some of your secret bonuses, like having this like this, I'd get 5 points. If I had built these into the shape on my festival, I would have gotten the 5 points. And keep in mind, for the first bonus, you don't need to match the genres exactly like the card, but you do need 3 different genres and 2 of the second genre in those middle 2 slots. And then for each genre, we're going to look at how many bands we have and then multiply it by its volume. Now I'm just showing 2 of them here, but like for this example, I've got 2 rock bands from these 2 stages. Normally you'd have more than this. So in that case, it would be 2 times 3, it'd be 6 points. And you do that for all of the genres. You're also going to get points for all the tiles that have points in your venue. Plus we already talked about how far you've gotten here. You'd get points for that. And also for each stage, whether you have 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4 there, you'll get minus or positive points. And each $5 left over is a point. There is a score sheet to go through all of this as well, whereas the most at the end is the winner. Now there is a robust separate solo mode that comes with its own board, its own cards, and its own set of rules. I'm not going to go over the details of that, but just know that it does have a robust solo mode. Now there's many different modules and stretch goals and such. Check the campaign to see what comes with what pledge level. Here are some alternative terrains. This is, you basically just slot this into your board, and it gives you a completely different layout. Remembering the shovels, you need to unlock these areas getting the shovel on the track in order to build in these muddy areas. But this just gives you different layouts which will change the puzzle each time that you play. There's also an easier family mode that you can play with. And there's an expansion, Mixtapes, which allows you to create your own genres and bands. Well, there you have Fest Season, and as I showed in the overview, you're building your own venue with tile placement and set collecting completed projects, bands, and more. Now you'll be interacting with the others with the adjustment of the market of the band's popularity on their volume based on the genre. Now, and you're also trying to find balance between your amenities, your attendance, and ticket prices while managing your cash well to max out your success. Now, if you'd like to see the most up-to-date art and components and all the different pledge levels available, you can click the link below me right in the description of this video. That's going to take you directly to the crowdfunding project page, and I'm sure that green asterisk games would love your support.